Hey guys, it's Faye from Solar Flow and I am back with an all new video. Today's topic is a mini energy read into an actor by the name of Willem Dafoe. Now these mini energy reads are shorter bite-sized segments. We're trying something new. So instead of doing one really long form AMA that could be like up to 3 hours long in one monthly time period, we're gonna actually be breaking these segments up and they're gonna be mini energy reads that I'm gonna be sprinkling out throughout the month instead. So if you are enjoying these mini energy read segments, please be sure to comment down below and to let me know. So today we're starting with an actor by the name of Willem Dafoe. Now, the reason I am saying Willem is I think that's actually the way his name is pronounced. Because if we think of the way that William is spelled, it's W-I-L-L-I-A-M. It's not the way his name is spelled. His name is W-I-L-L-E-M. So I actually think it is pronounced Willem. So I might be pronouncing his name incorrectly. I'm still talking about this person. So we're gonna start by looking into some 3D information off of him, or actually I should say about him, that I had taken off of his Wikipedia page. Literally, this is the first paragraph on his Wikipedia page. It is not the full breadth and scope. It's just enough so that if somebody is not familiar with who this person is, it's kind of a way of illuminating some information on them, 3D information at the very least. So here we go. Willem Dafoe, born July 22nd, 1955, is an American actor known for his prolific career, portraying diverse roles in both mainstream and art house films. He is the recipient of various accolades, including 4 Academy Award nominations, a BAFTA Award nomination, and 4 Golden Globes. Again, he has only been nominated. He has never won any of them, which I did find to be notable. He has an estimated net worth of $40 million. So let's see what Willem's energy wanted to share with me. Now, before I actually dive in and start talking about the energy of him, I also wanted to mention he has a very notable and particular look about him, which is namely he has a big gap between his 2 front primary teeth on the top row, and he has these very big eyes. Now, I'm actually choosing to bring this to your attention because to me I find that to be particularly notable. It's first of all somebody that did not undergo any sort of cosmetic procedure to take away the gap in his front teeth. So I personally found that to be notable, and it says something about his character. And then his eyes being very big, also I found to be particularly notable. So here we go. Willem Dafoe, this is the energy read on him, is wildly gifted. And he has been able to channel and direct his gifts into his career, which is acting. He is fantastically clairvoyant and fantastically claircognizant. He just does not know that these are gifts. Now, what is clairvoyant and claircognizant? Clairvoyant is the gift of clear seeing or clear vision. This would be manifesting in somebody who, for example, their third eye or their pineal gland is very decalcified. And the way that clairvoyance can show up is in any number of ways. One of them can be where a person can see potential timelines that can play out. Again, they're only potential because free will reigns supreme. Clairvoyance can also be where somebody can see, let's say in like relationships, they can look at a couple who are getting married and they can, by looking at them, know if that couple is going to make it or not. Like, are they going to stay married? Are they going to get divorced? How long might it last? Clairvoyant can also be where a person can see variables that could play out with another person or variables that can play out on the world stage. Clairvision. Now, claircognizance is the gift of clear knowledge. This is where a person's crown chakra is blown wide open and it feels like downloads can literally be falling into the top of their head. Crown chakra, blown wide open. So they're completely connected to either the divine or they're completely connected to the other side. So these are the two gifts and abilities that Willem Dafoe has. He is fantastically clairvoyant and fantastically claircognizant. Now, claircognizant, I forgot to mention, can also show up where somebody meets another person for the first time. They've never met them before, and they just will know things about them without knowing how they know, or without even having like the evidence to support their inner knowing. They just know things about a person. So because he is so fantastically gifted this way, he has been able to channel that into his acting career in first and foremost identifying through his clairvoyance what might be the best particular role for him to invest his energy into, and what is going to be the most highly aligned for an expression of his career at that particular time. His claircognizance, he actually will work with, and how he's able to bring out nuances and subtleties in the characters that he is choosing to portray. Because it's like that inner knowledge, it's that inner knowing. It's almost like if this was a real person, putting together like what this person would be like if they were real, and then bringing those character elements into the nuances of his performance. So because he is so fantastically gifted in these regards, he channels that into his career. But he's also fantastically sensitive to energy, which is why, in case you were wondering, he's not in the club. I remind you, he has only been nominated for the awards. He's never actually, in fact, won any of them. Now, this is not to say that he does not know what goes on, because he does. They all do. He does, and he shook his head at it because he does not approve of it, and it in fact makes him a little sick. But he always felt a pull towards creative endeavors, and it would have felt like a little death to him if he could not act, and if he could not create, and if he would not be able to bring stories to life. So he did what he had to do, and does what he has to do to stay just below the radar, and just enough so that he can continue to act, but not necessarily raise his status, so they will not ever, in fact, ask more of him. So he's kind of, if you will, like the outlier. Because what's been shown to me is outliers absolutely can get into the industry. They're just really few and far between. By some estimates, the outliers comprise maybe only 10% of the industry as a whole. And the other, I would say 10 to 12%. So the other 88 to 90% of those in the Hollywood industry are in the club. So he is sharing here, he's really only done just enough to be in the industry, not in the club, but to be in the industry, but to remain below the status and below their radar just enough so he can stay and he can continue to act. That is why he has done a number of art house films as well, because for him to continue into the upper echelon and the upper tier of the industry at some point would have required him to have joined the club. You know, Mono, very sensitive to energy, and it's not an energy that he wants to align himself with. He also shared with me he had been offered bigger roles, but knew with accepting those bigger roles would have come bigger asks on his end, and it was a route he was just not willing to go down. But he had shared with me as well, he cannot wait for the day in which the industry is clear of all of these lower energies, and he hopes to be on the forefront of it when the time comes. So that is what I have for you in this mini energy read on the actor Willem Dafoe. Please take what resonates and to leave the rest behind. And if you have enjoyed this shorter segment, be sure to comment and let me know down below. And I'm going to remind you, until next time and every moment in between, to stay in the high vibration.